So when it's summer in Denver, always be prepared for a little rain. Alrighty, fellow travelers, welcome back to the Adventures of a Traveling Don. My name is Benjamin O, and today we are continuing our journey across the West here in the United States. We are still here in Denver, and if you watched the video last week, you do know that we were in kind of like downtown Denver, kind of showcased all of like that downtown Union District, all that good stuff, the Capitol. It was a lot of fun. But this time we're gonna get outside of the downtown district into the largest park here in Denver. That is Denver's City Park, and of course, attached to that is the Denver Zoo. Now, before I get into the zoo, a great spot to go before you go to the zoo for either breakfast or lunch on 23rd Avenue, which is kind of a really nice neighborhood here in like eastern side of Denver. And 23rd Avenue actually runs right across the front entrance of the zoo. But you want to go down to a place called Honey Hill Cafe. Really beautiful little cafe. They've got an outdoor patio. Inside is decorated absolutely fantastically, and they've got a great kind of menu. Of course, it's a coffee shop, but they do have a bar. You can get cocktails. You can get different types of teas. You have different types of pastries and sweets, cookies. I got myself the PB&H. It's like a peanut butter and honey kind of toast with almonds, chia seeds, bananas on there. It was absolutely fantastic. And the coffee was good. Even had a white chocolate macadamia nut cookie. That was really good. But yeah, if you're looking for a place to eat real quick, maybe some breakfast before coming to the zoo, definitely check that place out. And honestly, walk 23rd Avenue a little bit on the east side. It's a really kind of just beautiful, nice little neighborhood. But anyway, let's get into the zoo, shall we? So the Denver Zoo started in 1896. So it has a 127-year now run going on. It started off with one little black bear cub that they put in the city park that was gifted to the mayor of Denver at the time. And it has since grown into like this 84-acre campus with about 3,000 plus different animals. So we're gonna check all these animals out, and you know, I love zoos. It's been a while since I've actually been to one, but I'm gonna thoroughly enjoy this, and I hope you guys do too. Look at these cheeky little penguins. For some reason, whenever I come to zoos and I just like watch these animals, you know, the actor in me is like, I gotta bring out the voice, you know, I gotta bring out kind of like that National Geographic style voice. It's like, well, watches the lions just lay there in the Denver sun. Oh, and one's on the rock there. She's watching everybody else, making sure that none of these humans are stupid enough to get into the enclosures, because that would just be dumb. And of course, the deadliest of the lions in the pack, Leo, the Lego lion. I had to stop the Australian accent. I'm crap at Australian accents. I'm not really that good. Oh look, it's little mini kangaroos, or as they call them, wallabies. So when it's summer in Denver, always be prepared for a little rain. If anybody's ever said that giraffes are not smart, they ain't never seen these giraffes, because these giraffes ain't stupid. They get out of the rain like I did. But actually, they're smarter than I am, because I'm walking around with an umbrella. They went straight undercover. Smart giraffes. So one cool thing with the giraffes is the fact that they actually have this enclosure here where they feed the giraffes, and you can actually come inside and watch the giraffes feed undercover, which is, it's kind of cool. You kind of get up and close to see them, so you can get some like really good shots and really good pictures. But yeah, definitely when you're looking at the giraffes, come around the corner and make sure you come into the actual feeding enclosure as well. Now, I know you would look at these majestic creatures and the Shrek in you would want to be like, donkey! But that would be rude. These are not donkeys. These are Mongolian horses known as the taki, originated in the Kazakhstan region. So, you hold that Shrek in. And now, of course, the most majestic of the creatures at any zoo, the elephant. So sort of like with the giraffes, the elephants, particularly this oldest one, this is Groucho, and he's the oldest bull of the kind of elephant family that they have. So occasionally he'll come in here to kind of have some alone time away. And this is kind of where you can also, again, see them semi up close, which is actually, you know, it's kind of a cool setup. You know, prefer them out and about in, you know, a little bit more of an outdoor habitat, but yeah, occasionally he needs to be away from the younger males so he doesn't mess them up. So this is my first time actually seeing what is called a Saurus crane. Beautiful birds. These are not something I want to meet in the wild. These things are as tall as I am. And they look like, without their claws, they literally look like they could be velociraptors. Like these must be descendants of like the raptors or something like that, some kind of dinosaur. Because those things are just like, it looks at me, it blinks and it's just kind of scary. Like these things are terrifying and beautiful at the same time. Saurus cranes. So that was the Denver Zoo. That was kind of a great start off here for City Park in Denver. That's a pretty big zoo, honestly, and just the aesthetic of it, probably one of the more beautiful zoos I've been to, outside of like the actual like animal parks that I've been to in San Diego, or the nature preserves I've been to like in Costa Rica. As just a pure out zoo, that's probably one of the best I've ever been to. That was really, really nice. A lot of different species of animals. You get to see a lot. I mean, that's a great place to take the kids and families when you're here in Denver. But man, that's a really cool zoo. All right, on to the next spot here in City Park, Denver. So the building behind me here is probably the second most visited place here on the City Park outside of the zoo, and that is the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. For some reason, I'm not sure why, it is closed today, which I'm filming this on a Friday. Usually I think it's open till like 7 o'clock or something like that, so we still have a few hours. So I'm not sure, maybe something's going on, maybe they're doing some renovations. I know there's some good construction on the outside here. So, but definitely check the schedules and check it out, because I've seen some of the stuff online for inside. Looks really, really kind of cool. So when you're traveling, there's two things that you can never truly ever predict. One is, of course, the weather. Number two, construction projects. I think behind this area is kind of like the south of the museum. as some sort of garden or something like that. So I was hoping that would be available to kind of walk through, but as you can see, the whole area around it is being worked on. I figured by June they'd have already had it done, but maybe they had a late winter. Anyway, definitely in the future come, and next to the museum, there's supposed to be a garden somewhere hidden behind all this construction. Like I said, you can never predict all that stuff. So in front of me here is Farrell Lake, and this is the largest body of water here at the Denver City Park. And what's actually kind of cool is you have this huge, beautiful fountain that's right in the middle, which is absolutely awesome. Gives you kind of like this nice little kind of like backdrop skyline view to get a nice picture of. And then of course you have the City Center Pavilion in the back as well, which does have those kind of like swan little pedal boats that you can go out. Obviously today with the on and off rain and kind of on and off thunderstorms, probably aren't launching them today. It looks like they're all kind of like put in and put away, but I think on a nice day you can actually come out and just kind of like paddle your way around the lake, which would actually be really kind of cool. This is actually a rather massive, what I would consider like a very large city pond or park pond. I guess you could say it's almost like a small lake with how big it is, but really beautiful. So something to keep in mind when you're here at the city park, check their event schedule to see what is happening throughout the city park on the days that you are going to be here in Denver, because there are events that you might want to take part of. There might be events that you might want to just witness, and there's also events that, you know, might block off certain parts of the park that won't allow you full access, such as, I think the day after I'm shooting this, there's supposed to be this, you see the finish line behind me, there is a Jody's race. I think it's ovarian cancer awareness for women, and there is supposed to be like a 5K and then a 1 mile race, I think, around the park for, you know, raising money and all that stuff, which is absolutely fantastic. But it's something that you want to be aware of when you are making your kind of plans to come to City Park here in Denver. I mean, there's a lot of room to go around outside of that, so you got plenty of space, but you know, there will be more than likely certain paths that are closed off, or you're going to run into runners if you have something like this going on. So just something, a little tidbit to kind of remember when you're making your plans for this place. So one spot you definitely don't want to miss when you're here at the city park is the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial. It's actually really kind of cool because it has not just the beautiful statue behind me with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., as well as other fighters such as, I think it's Frederick Douglass, Gandhi. There's a few different statues up there, but it also has sort of like text, and almost they look like two sides of a book, almost like maybe like the Bible or Ten Commandments. And what they do is they've inscribed dates of the struggles of the history of slavery in the United States and civil rights. And then also, you also have one that has quotes by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. as well. So it's actually a really kind of cool memorial. And honestly, between here and the city statue, this is all just outside of the pavilion. This whole kind of grounds area is really nice. They got like flower beds, beautiful trees, tall, massive trees that have probably been around here for centuries. But it's a nice part of the park. It's probably my favorite part of the park so far, that since I didn't get to see that other garden. But this area, really nice. So behind me here is the Thatcher water fountain. So this is the Joseph Addison Thatcher Memorial Water Fountain. And if you're basically coming into through the main entrance, which is on the south side of the park, this is probably going to be one of the first things that you see. It's a beautifully well-made water fountain with 3 different levels of statues that you have on each side. And then of course you have the top statue, which is supposed to represent, I believe, the state or Colorado. And then around you have the 3 L's, and each statue or set of statues represents those L's. So you have the loyalty, you have love, and you have learning. Not sure what the whole symbolism with all of that is, but it is really kind of cool, and I just love the architecture for it. Particularly the loved one behind me. You can see it's really well done, and of course you have little Cupid over there looking all smug that he got these two together. It's like, you cheeky little bugger, you did it again. So, but yeah, really kind of cool water fountain. Definitely worth a check out when you're here. All right, guys, so that was Denver City Park and Denver Zoo. I hope you guys enjoyed that video, getting out into the nature, away from all the craziness of downtown that you saw in the last video. That was a lot of fun, but today I kind of liked being out here a little bit more. I just love the green, and I love the animals in the zoo. That was really kind of cool, something very special. And it's a great way to get away from, you know, the city when you need to. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a big old thumbs up. And of course, if you haven't already subscribe to the channel. What are you waiting for? If you do want to help support the channel as well, I do have a Patreon, which I'll leave a link in the description for, and also a Buy Me a Coffee account as well. So I do appreciate the support. Love you guys so much. The people that have already supported me through Buy Me a Coffee has been amazing. Just started the Patreon, so we're just getting that started, but I do appreciate you guys very much, and I look forward to the next edition here in Denver before we take off to our next spot on the West Coast. But anyway, guys, until we meet again, peace out and have a great night.